Greetings, geeks! Welcome to episode 485 of Geeks in Space. I am Rob Commander Taco Mulda, and it is a special After Dark episode. I am joined here today by three of the greatest geeks, three of the best geeks that you're ever going to meet. I can't remember their names. I got a Chris DeBona. I had to switch the slide. I was trying to find the slide.
That's indeed my name. Thank you.
Rob
My
Roseboom.
name's the same as yours.
Okay, Robs. The Robs are here. What about a Nate? Do I have a Nate Ostendorp?
Yeah, although I have a feeling I might be turning into a zombie extremely slowly, so you should just forget my name anyway.
Or extremely quickly. And we need to get into that at some point. Okay, Night of the Comet, 1984. I had never seen this.
Yeah, I had watched this many years ago.
I've seen it a million times. I'm actually following the stars on the Twitters, and I just adore this movie so much.
Without leaking anything, I loved this movie. I thought this was really fun.
It's the best movie.
It's, besides the obvious parallels to Buffy, which, by the way, I think is my drinking game tonight. When I see anything that reminds me of Buffy, I will be...
Really, it's funny because you should watch your tense, because Buffy reminds you of Night of the Comet, as we will discuss during the showing.
Sure. But in terms of my personal chronology, and I know Joss Whedon was inspired by this, but I was not, and I didn't know it existed. But yeah, $700,000 budget, made a lot of money.
14 mil.
Yeah, I mean, this is a moneymaker.
And man, I enjoyed it. The cheapness. There's a couple of sequences that I think we'll get to when we talk about them. But this movie it's punching above its weight class in terms of editing action sequences and stuff. There's dumb little action sequences that in the hand of a lesser director would look weird.
Yeah,
and would look cheap.
Yeah.
I think they were very smart about how they spent their special effects budget for being a sci-fi / horror kind of movie.
Yeah.
They got a lot done without spending a lot of money.
Yeah, and they also clearly didn't have very many sets to pay for or maintain and all the rest. They reused that. Well, we'll get there. The radio station set.
I just maximized the window.
Oh no, it's over.
Anything could happen now, guys. Anything. We're flying by the seat of our pants. I straight up lost the movie window.
No.
Control Shift T.
I mean, it's more just about finding the damn
there you
thing.
Go. It's there.
It is. Can you guys hear it?
Yep. No.
No.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
All right. So, our first note, we have 29 seconds for Nate already.
Oh. Yeah, just that, this is a Rosenblatt presentation.
Really? I missed this.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Michael Rosenblatt.
Wow.
So, I know. Just where else do you think Rosenblatt has his dirty little fingers than producing Night of the Comet and being in the lab?
I'm sure Kathy Hunter will join our Discord.
She will also remember to like and subscribe.
Oh, that was good. That was good promotion.
Yeah, you like that? You like that?
You'll be a YouTuber yet.
Yeah, I'm trying real hard.
So the thing is, I love the synths. I love the narration. This guy's voice is more epic voice guy than epic voice guy. And this font.
Yeah,
it's
I know.
Straight out of Dune, man.
They did not. Yeah, they didn't get to reuse this again until Last Temptation of Christ.
Yeah, and also I don't think that's Earth. I think that's maybe Neptune on a good day, But
I mean, it was, the 80s. We just didn't have a lot of photos yet. It's not like now where anybody can just go into low Earth orbit and snap a selfie.
Well, they had gone to the moon by then, you know.
What? The blue marble is real? The Earth is flat. You know that.
All right.
Don't fall for it, man. So let's see.
So I just wondered if this were to happen now. I feel like people went outside more now back then than they do now.
Right?
Like this happened. But if you are going to go outside and party with anyone, Comet enthusiasts are the group you want to hang out with.
Well, clearly they're having the best time too. I mean, this isn't the
Absolutely
New York
crazy.
ball drop. No, this is Comet
Yeah.
love.
I agree. That's what I have to say about that.
The solar eclipse a couple of years ago was not as enthusiastic as Night of the Comet.
Oh, I'm sorry, you were not with me in rural Wyoming. We had a hell of a time. It was super fun.
So I just feel like that that guy back there, if they had an Academy Award for non-essential characters, that guy should win it. I love that guy.
You mean
This guy?
Theater, yeah.
Okay, here it is. Bear with me. This is my.
You're talking about the clerk?
Yes, at 216,
Oh,
where the
yeah.
note says.
Oh, I'm sorry. I jumped to 248.
It's okay. You don't need to go back and see
Nope.
the guy.
We can just go to 248.
We just did.
I know.
So we did it. We navigated to a time
guys.
code.
All right, so here is my elevator pitch for The Last Starfighter 2.
All right.
Cool.
While the relationship spanned the universe, their love was not written in the stars. A mere 3 years after she left Earth, a bitter Maggie now trains not to fight the Kodan Armada, but to lead them. After being dumped for 100 of Grig's daughters, only one thought drives her: make sure Alex truly is the last Starfighter. What do you think of that?
Nice.
Breathtaking. It is
That is-
absolutely breathtaking.
If Spielberg doesn't contact me from this, I'm going to be hurt. I'm going to be so hurt.
For sure.
That is
You should talk about this on a better podcast with more.
For sure.
that is
Yeah,
a great that is a
way
great
outside
idea.
of our weight class.
I mean, honestly, I think we should just stop.
It's true. You're probably
Let
right.
Sam's and Post just take it.
But then I have to take
I'm
care of
sorry
my
for
kids
every
for the night.
interruption I've ever done. You know?
All right. All right, let's go.
Uh,
That's terrific.
so Tempest, this is like one of the
Tempest.
all-time best for sure. I was thrilled to see it.
Yeah.
And it makes several appearances in this movie.
I just like that this guy spends the dialogue here during this sequence is the movie theater manager pitching some gentleman on buying the premium styrofoam disco ball headband like that.
Yeah.
With the tinsel.
Yeah, with the tinsel. And I felt like, okay, you've set the tone for where this movie lives.
And I love the line where he points to the lady and he's like, she's wearing the $7.50 ones. Yeah. Trying to get the guy to buy $10 ones.
Got to upgrade, man.
Come on, you don't want to have the one that she has, do you? I mean, aren't you a real man?
I have a interference here.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, get rid of that.
Yeah, for sure. So my biggest thing is like the whole exchange between her and him is like, you have to go into the theater so that these horrible people won't destroy the theater. And she's all like, I don't want to do my job, which really,
oh, Mel, they're gonna throw things at me.
They're gonna throw milk duds at me. They hurt.
Hurt. You ever had a milk dud in your hair?
That's true.
Charming.
But I'm glad that she is working at a movie theater and not at the Double Meat Palace. Eh?
Well, she hasn't yet tried to get paid $15 to sleep over in the movie theater booth. So
That's coming. It's coming.
Oh, yeah. That's, yeah.
It's quite a scene. All right.
Let's see.
you're at 351. Good. So 424.
But
So-
this I was.
Wait a
Go
minute.
ahead.
I was only
Somebody-
going to say that I liked how they lit her eyes with that very square light,
Hmm.
so it just lit her eyes because that's the only place light would fall.
For sure.
But go ahead.
But that's an old school movie thing too.
Yeah.
Uh,
The thing that I was going to comment on here is just that, like, yet another plot where a video game record is not just featured, but turns out to be a major and like pan scene plot point. Is the fact that like someone got number 6 on this video game. So
Reg doesn't like
clearly
that.
in the early 80s, like, the only thing that really mattered was having a video game record.
I was watching this and I was like, DMK, who's he gonna be?
Well, what's funny about this is I don't know why my comment on this is like at 15 minutes in. That seems crazy, but it would have moved the MK to number 7. It wouldn't have replaced it.
Right.
That doesn't make any.
She has not wiped him out yet, and I have a theory about that as well.
That comes at 15 minutes
Yeah,
or
that
whatever.
comes at 15 minutes.
Sorry. All right, I'll talk about
Getting
it.
ahead of yourself, man. So
I'm sorry. I don't
this whole
believe my-
sequence I found to be very weird because, as far as I can tell, he is trying to pirate a movie, which
Yes.
is way different if you have a projector booth in 1984 than really any other piracy form I've heard of. I liked thinking about that a lot.
Well, so I didn't think he was pirating. I thought he was literally selling reels that
Yeah.
he was putting together.
But
as
he needed 'em
opposed to,
back.
returning them to the. Well, he has to return them to the movie producing company,
He,
right?
he does say bootleg though. Like at
Yeah.
some point he inclines that they're going to copy them somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to actually put that in your movie is a little weird. Like,
Yeah.
how many movies directly reference piracy of movies? And especially this. Like, this isn't sitting with the theater or in the theater with your phone pointing at the screen. This is straight up stealing film from the projector booth. This is a very specific kind of crime.
Well, I'd imagine whoever he gave it to was going to put it on a deck and project through to copy it or something. Or maybe he was putting it. This is early VHS days. Maybe he was just recording with a VHS camera.
That's what I would assume.
Against one of those projector things, It was very brave.
Oh,
Now-
this is
now
the
we
best
need
family.
Yeah, it's a really good family.
Yeah.
It's a
Good
great
family dynamic.
Okay, I need one of you to explain to me the actual relationship of so sister, right?
No.
Sister.
But not adopted?
Oh, okay. So Kelly Maroney is the sister of Catherine Mary Stewart, who was Alex's girlfriend in the last.
But is one of the
and
parents step?
Doris. No. Yeah. So Doris is stepmother.
Yeah.
Her dad is in, Nicaragua fighting the Sandinistas or something. I don't know. In Central America, and Doris is his wife, but she's fooling around with the guy
Right.
who's in the scene,
Chuck.
right?
From
So
across the
Doris is
street.
making time with Chuck from across the street.
Yeah.
And Kelly Maroney's character calls her on it.
Yeah, there's a lot of sass mouth.
And a lot
Yeah,
of perm.
Doris.
Like the
It's the
perm
80s,
cord.
man. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to show it.
Ah.
Where she gets decked.
Back.
Ooh. Ooh. Do it. Look at that. I got a foot. There's a foot actually stuck in the air.
You're like, boy, that escalated.
Yeah. I mean, all right. If you're going to get into a fist fight with your stepdaughter, I guess
Yes.
it's because she's going to tell your husband that you're cheating on him. I mean, those are high stakes, I guess. It's not,
I don't know.
it's obviously not ethical or right, but they are stakes.
I think Doris is a bad stepmother.
For sure.
Yeah.
So,
She's no Buffy's mom, who would clearly support Buffy in any situation.
exactly. Really,
Luckily-
Buffy's mom is really more the Catherine Mary Stewart character.
Mm,
Luckily, she's not going to be a bad stepmother for long.
that's true. Like almost
She
the
has-
entire cast
Hey,
of this
guys,
movie.
spoilers. And maybe that's why they did it that way, so you wouldn't feel bad
there's-
when her and
there's
Chuck
Chuck.
eat it.
Oh, Chuck. Grabbing his butt.
Meanwhile,
Meanwhile, in the movie theater booth,
Meanwhile, in the iron shed, or one of the various iron rooms that we all sleep in.
yeah, steel.
Steel.
Well, also there's this. We'll talk about this quite a bit during this. The rules are not super clear, so the comet goes over,
Yeah.
and since Catherine Mary Stewart's in a steel box that
Yep.
is ostensibly a projector room that would have a glass window for projecting an event, because otherwise she would run out of air and die. But she's okay, and all these people not so much. And as we'll learn later,
I have a lot of
Please.
rules questions.
can you play the music?
Yeah, I wanna hear this.
Just play a little bit.
okay, pause,
That's
otherwise
enough.
we're getting in trouble.
Oh, 6 seconds.
Soundtrack of the Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Kenny G. So it probably wasn't Kenny G, but it was like
No.
the discount movie version of Kenny G. Because even then, at that point, he was probably too popular. They just found some like homeless guy with an alto sax and said, "Hey, we need you now."
You mean Kenny G? Homeless guy with an alto sax, man. Okay. I do have a rules question here.
What's your rules question?
So, okay. If you weren't in an iron box, you're turned into paprika.
Right.
Okay.
Basically.
Old Bay seasoning.
But then some people are infected with a disease from breathing in the paprika?
No, they
No.
insufficiently shielded.
Yeah.
So do zombies eventually turn into paprika?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, got it.
Yes, at the end, remember there's that scene where the rain comes and it washes away the dust, and the Old Bay seasoning and the paprika and the Vigo powder and the chili powder into the Los Angeles sewage system, which then
Gross.
chokes itself to death. Yeah. What's cool is we get the red skies back from Mad Max.
That's true.
Kinda
Yeah,
nice.
it's true.
Oh, yeah. The thing I wanted to say
Your
was,
bridge?
So they had control of this bridge for like 3 hours, and they filmed like half the
ton.
abandoned city scenes were
Totally.
on this bridge, and like
Yeah.
there was the freeway 101 underneath it, just going like crazy. So they had to frame every shot so you wouldn't be able to see down or up to the off ramps and the on ramps that were near there, and yeah, so it's really something. So this
No, they got a lot of mileage out of that empty bridge.
they really did.
That seems to be a theme, though, too, right? That's what they did with Escape from LA. We talked about that, or Escape from New York.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
It
it's funny
plays,
also.
I think it's just after this.
Also, I back in the 80s, my family had a sprinkler controller not unlike this. You don't leave the door open. You close the door. There's no reason for the door to be open.
So this is a silly movie, but this whole series of scenes got me
Yeah.
thinking exactly how long could things continue to work? How
Yeah.
long? Like, I know it's completely dependent on what sort of electrical company you have, where they're getting their electricity from. Like hydropower, solar, I could see lasting a while, at least a while longer than coal or natural gas.
Yeah.
But I don't really know the answer. Like how long stuff could really work.
Have you seen the documentary The Walking Dead?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and there was the science fiction book about San Francisco after the end of the world or whatever, and talking about trying to revive car batteries like 40, 50 years on. The world abides.
Yeah.
So
It just
Yeah,
goes
so
back.
just like we got to
I
create
think the next morning, I think you're okay.
We got a Fiat service station. So you know, something that you didn't expect to see come back in like 2015 was Fiat dealerships.
This movie's ahead of the game, man.
Yeah.
Well, if you think about it, what's going to last longer, your power system or your Fiat? You know.
Yeah, good question. And then the other thing is just they go through a montage of vacancy
Yeah.
shots like these. And like some of them are just like, yeah, like, okay, there's no one in this like square meter of the pool. Like there's no one on this sprinkler.
Yeah.
There's no one in
Well,
this
it's funny.
buffet table.
Like, so the pool scene though, who pushed the duck? Who's the duck pusher?
No, they showed it. The water, the filter kicked in, and it
Yeah.
pushed the duct. But Rob, when I saw this sprinkler, this is that was exactly the question that I had. It's like, so the plumbing still works?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, I realized it would work for a while. I think the answer is everything would work for a while. I just don't know how long it actually would work
Yeah.
without.
Well, so they're in basically like the Silver Lake area of Los Angeles, which means that all of their water is coming over the pass from the desalinization and the Owens Valley, right? So, sorry, from the Owens Valley reservoir, right? Which uses the output of a nuclear power plant to pump the water over the pass, right? Because it's this crazy hill. And okay, so how long is that going to last? As long as the nuclear power is flowing, right? So, you know, if anything, PG&E has shown that they're willing to burn down the state to keep the power flowing. So who knows?
This is our first zombie scene.
Well, we didn't talk about the financial deal discussion.
No, that's true.
That she gets $15?
Yeah, because she wanted $15 for some reason, and he's like, for making it, and she's like, no, not for making it. I'm not a prostitute, basically. And he's like, yeah, you'd be worth more than that. Yeah.
Flattery.
This guy's the worst.
Yeah.
You know?
But then they
And it
make it.
turns out he is the same actor from Breaking Bad who played Uncle Jackie. You know, one of the mean guys in Breaking Bad. So there you go.
But then she later asked for the $15.
And he's like, yeah, you can get it when I get my money from the bootleg. And then he goes outside to meet up with this delivery guy.
Yeah. And you'll notice the movie poster, Clark Gable, Jean Harlow, Red Dust.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good
Yep.
catch. Yeah, there's a couple things like that. So what's funny is either this same door or no, it's the front door for the theater is Death Race 2000, which has a lot of commonalities. You know, the editor, the soundtrack, you know, one of the producers, they all worked on Death Race 2000. So
And this is her relching the deletion
Yeah.
of DMK. As you point out, Chris.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it should be in number 7.
Yeah.
I, however, noticed that she has talked about this score incessantly, and that we are not witnessing the first time she has scored higher than that, but indeed she has done it 7 or 8 consecutive times to drive him off of the high scoreboard. That's how serious the video game high score thing is.
I'm sorry, Mr. Ostendorf. I'm afraid that the evidence presented to us in the film is not consistent with your interpretation of these events.
Yes, but you have to read between the lines, Chris. Things happen.
I'm
Like
sorry.
they
I'm
also
not giving
didn't
any
spend like
quarter
7
to-
hours showing her sleep.
Well, they didn't. But to be clear, you know, she is changing DMK to REG in this scene. So it would push DMK down.
Yeah.
Now, you might say, yes, that's what happened the second she hit, you know, enter on that last character, and we just didn't see it. So I'll give you that, maybe. But that just means DMK is number 7.
What is this, trick or treat?
Come here.
What?
Come here.
No.
Was that like an accent he was doing?
Come on, you missed a good line.
Well, hold on. Let's discuss and comment for a moment so that we don't get a copyright
Get like
strike.
5 seconds for this? Okay.
Come here, your ass.
Yeah, there we go. That's the only...
Shouldn't be come here my ass?
Look. I don't know what your scene is, but don't do it.
Yeah, that guy's cool. He's probably really popular with ladies.
No, this is our the heroine's first zombie encounter, and she clearly shows that she's a bit sassy.
Yeah.
Well, this actually mirrors the initial encounter in the alley from Buffy the Vampire Slayer too. The alley behind the bronze. So, I mean, there is so much Buffy in the show. And Rob, you need to tap your microphone because it was giving some serious static earlier.
I think that's coming from one of you guys, but I'm not sure. Skitty wop pop. It's from
it's
everything.
totally you.
Okay.
All right. Hi. Let's keep going.
Let's see. 21.
This like city montage just has like no landmarks. They were clearly trying to not show cars on the street, and it looked to me like it could have been any Midwest type of city. It was just, like, here's floors 2 to 4 of buildings.
Yeah, this is the B unit footage / stuff we found in a vault somewhere.
Well, worse than that, it's literally them doing the cheapest possible filming, from like a car pointing up.
Yeah.
So,
This is like The Room.
which I haven't seen.
What? Oh, Chris.
Okay, here we go.
Back off. The sweater cost $80.
This sweater costs $80, and yeah, Buffy.
Yep. Sorry, Buffy.
Right. So we should point out you should hit play because she actually says the name Buffy. That's the name of the dog.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Buffy?
Oh.
So literally the birthplace of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I mean, she's saying Buffy.
It's true.
She's dressed as a Pep Squad person.
So, imagine the horror of a world filled with nothing but teenage runaways and various cities' morning zoos.
Hey there, everybody.
The horror.
Hold on one sec. I'm gonna try to reset my sound driver. This could be good. This could go terrible, but the clicking ain't going away. How's that?
Exactly.
Nope.
Crazy Dan and Newscopter 7. Let's see what the traffic looks like. Oh my god.
Everybody in the battery.
Yeah, everything. Oh, I have a bar that
Let's
just
talk about the
showed.
set dressing while Rob is messing around. We can't hear you yet, Rob. They've got Comet. They have period appropriate Comet.
Oh, yeah.
It's for Night of the Comet, right?
It is Night of the Comet.
They have all these little like Easter eggs for true fans. I think this is kind of great.
Oh.
I heard sound.
Hey, I always change the chat.
Maybe we got Rob back. Let's see. Nate has some things to say.
I mean, somebody has to run this stuff, don't they?
We got trouble, not us. That's the name of the song.
This is just the beginning of a sequence of gags where the DJ is pre-recorded and talks about, hey, I'm in the booth with you, like, it's Friday night, la la la. And they do this like 3-4 times. It's the pre-recorded DJ gag.
Am I audible again?
Yep.
It's
On the stand?
it's Wolfman from American Graffiti.
We can't hear you, Rob. I'm sorry. That stinks. That's not what I wanted.
Did I make it worse?
Switch to another mic?
It's not gonna happen. How's that?
You're sad? You need to restart things?
Oh,
Just like, go on, just keep doing it.
right.
It's about you, too.
I'm going to say all the Rob lines then.
Okay, you're on Rob lines. You can also type at us in the chat in the window.
So here it is.
That you're
Commander Chakotay. I was like, no way. I couldn't believe it was actually him.
Yeah. No face tattoo, but he's so young. It's so cool.
Yeah.
And the super underage kid is super into him, which is super fun. When he tells his dirty story.
Yeah. We were in the...
I think it's Zen. How's it? Did you go see your thing, Zen?
Spent the night in the back of my truck with the girl I picked up. What else do you want to know?
Skip it. Steel's gotta be.
I noted at this point, like, we've established that the only survivors are people who are fornicating. So this is clearly the rapture. Like, you know, they like, all decent folk have been turned into dust, and the only people that are left are teenage sinners.
Well, I thought that maybe it wasn't the steel, but it was the chlamydia that they would get from their partners. Because they both don't have great taste.
Mm-hmm.
Rob, are you going to type something at us?
What is the answer? If Sam
Oh, dude.
storage.
I feel terrible.
554-487. Get it? 555 hits.
Hey, Rob, you know what I can do? I can call you from the chat on your phone, and you could call in from that. That'd be awesome. No? Not awesome? Okay. Okay, this is no initials. So that'd be Rob. The drinking age is 10. You're going to need ID. We're not monsters.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Nate.
Yeah, we
Link! Why don't you just pull your gun on her? Maybe you can scare it out of her. They said they were like part of a think tank.
Sounds like, look, it's Dharma Station, the Minotaur.
Yeah.
The Minotaur.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, what's with that logo? Like, the logo is obsequious.
it's baffling.
Yeah.
And I don't know where they got this map painting, but it's kind of
Yeah.
great.
They get a lot of use out of this one, too.
Yeah. Rob should drink, definitely. The sun coming up over the Los Angeles skyline. Okay, so there's a Buffy reference. Is it the legs? Is it... No, he's already drunk. Okay, so all I was going to say is that, so Kelly Maroney, who plays this character, she was in Chopping Mall, she was in Slayground, she was sort of the dirty cheerleader in Fast Times at Ridgemont High, you know, and it's like, she's great at these roles. She's just like, yeah, bring on the zombie, bring on the blood, you know, she just really gets it. You know? So gross. You gotta admire an actor who's like, yeah, no, blood right here.
Yep. This is the, it's actually the next cut right there with the car. Yeah. This is it.
Right?
There we go.
It's a great. This is the trailer scene.
Totally. Like, that's what you show. That's what people come to see is the cheerleader with the Uzi.
Yeah. And then there's this great part right at the end of this where she's like, Dad would have gotten us a Mac 10. She's like, this is cheap crap, you know? Dad would have gotten us a real gun, you know? It's like, kind of great. Yeah. This is the shopping montage that was required in these movies.
And I think it's may have been just before this, but they show them placing the Uzi down on the shoe rack, you know, just to show, hey, this is still a zombie movie. We're just gonna do a little shopping montage.
Yeah, I kind of felt like they spent way too much time worried about who was going to make out with Chakotay and not, you know, running wild in the city up until this point. So
Yeah, I actually gotta say these are probably the worst survivors ever. Like they've decided that the high priority thing is to go try on outfits at the mall, and you know, like I would be looking for some apocalypse movies with.
Okay, guys, I hate to tell you this, but I just checked this out on YouTube. It's a disaster. Like we're all coming across like that. This is just, Rob, you want to keep going? We can keep going. I don't know if you're recording it, but we can also just stop this and restart because it's bad.
I'm gonna stop.
You're gonna stop.
Say goodbye.
Keep going. If you want us to keep going, do this. Thumbs up. Otherwise, thumbs down. Rob Maldo. Okay, yeah, so let's stop.